Hello everyone, welcome to NintenDormant, the podcast where we discuss Nintendo games that have been left on the shelf. Joining me today, we have a titan of gaming journalism. It's Kate Gray. Kate, hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's a very uncivilized... You're our first guest from Canada, living in Canada, and it's a very uncivilized hour. What time is it there for you?
It is 8:40, and
gosh.
I feel like there are people listening, probably with children, that are like, that's that's not early.
I have children, and that's still early. That's fine. So
Thank you.
You've had a cup of tea.
I suffer.
Yes,
I have.
Good. Then I'm happy. And joining Kate, we have another titan of gaming journalism. It's Holly Nielsen. Holly, hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thank you very much for being here. Yes, it's midday for us, and I'm feeling positively perky. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I've got tea. I have just realised that my mug is slightly rude, so I will be covering it with my hand when I drink from it.
How rude? Are we talking... Is it a fox by any chance on the mug?
TB words.
Yes.
So I'm covering the...
In reference to yourself.
It is in reference to myself.
Yeah.
I'm not accusing anyone. It's very much a self.
And it's not T comma, because then that would be the issue. That would be a very aggressive mug.
No. It's very much a self-recognizing title. I prefer what you called me though, so I'll stick with that.
Get a new mug.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm suddenly panicking that I've called you something horrendous that I've forgotten.
I think you called her a games B word. No, you said titan of games journalism, I think.
I think that's much nicer.
Yeah.
Well, yes, thank you both so much for being here. It's a real privilege to have you both on. Do you guys know each other? That's the impression that I got. Is that from the sort of gaming journalism world? How well do you know each other?
I'll put it this way. Sometimes we write each other letters, and Holly calls me cheese B word. So
yeah, that name comes from Kate. So if you have to do tricky editing to mask the rude word, then we can blame Kate.
That's fine.
yes, this is my fault. Yeah. We've known each other for a while.
Like 10 years? Over
At
10
least.
years. Yeah.
I don't know. Counting.
Wow.
Yeah. When we first started, let's just say there wasn't a lot of women in games. So you very quickly met the other small handful that were around.
Yeah.
And
you're the other one. Oh, hi.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. And luckily now it seems a lot better.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I don't know, but we've been really close friends for years now.
Yeah, we did a photo shoot for The Guardian of us both in bed together.
Excuse me?
I would say it makes more sense, but I'm not sure it does make more sense if you read the article it goes with. Yeah.
Normal friend stuff.
I did research on both of you. How did this picture not come up?
We've done a lot of writing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Were you... I remember... Do you remember the... I think it was Game Boy Advance SP, which had the backlight, and they had those adverts of people in bed, like playing games while their partners are asleep? Was it that kind of vibe?
No.
What was the vibe?
It was very much... I mean, it's a whole story as to how, because my parents were visiting at the time. I didn't really explain what was going on very well. All they knew was that me and my friend got into some pajamas, got into bed, and then a photographer turned up and came into the bedroom.
Who also didn't really know what we were doing. Yeah. We were just like, the bedroom's this way, and he's like, what?
Okay.
What is that? We assumed that the photographer would have been briefed on what was going on.
So hang on, you
wrongly assumed
you guys basically said to him, come this way, here's the bed, snap away.
Well, we thought it was all pre-established. We were basically told what we were going to be doing, so it wasn't even our idea. We were told by whoever it was in charge at the time was like, okay, so this is what you're going to be doing. We're like, right, great. Photographer arrives. We're like, bedroom's this way. We're in pajamas. At one point, we're trying to mist my glasses on a flask of hot water and then quickly put them back on my head so that I have misted glasses and we look shocked in bed. We wrote an article about sex in games. We made it too.
Oh, right, okay.
And it was a kind of cheeky kind of, look at the good and the bad and blah, blah, blah. And so that was the vibe. Unfortunately, not a lot of people knew going in.
Was
and if the photos weren't sexy, I was wearing a Christmas onesie, Like we had tea, we were just like, ooh.
Yeah. I was wearing like a kind of a kind of almost Ebenezer Scrooge style nightshirt kind of thing. Like it wasn't sexy at all.
No.
It was very much meant to be kind of like, we're flustered and cheeky. And it was it was a very confusing time for all. My parents, I think, still are a bit confused as to what I do, but it's easier just to not explain anything.
Parents. Was there tea and cheese nearby for the shoot, or
There was tea, maybe not cheese.
Not cheese. That would be harder to explain.
That's the difficult
harder.
part, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why is the brie here? Madness. How are you? So, Kate, how long have you been in Canada then? Have you been there a long time?
I think just over 7 years now.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't.
great.
All I can think to say about it is chilly. I mean, that's that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I moved here in September and then immediately it was winter and it was great because I was like, I've never seen this much snow in my life. And then I had to buy special shoes and that was less fun. It's really expensive to buy winter clothing.
Yeah.
And I moved there without a job or really any money. So I was just like, woohoo! It worked out.
That's very brave. And Holly, you're currently studying for a PhD, I believe.
Yes, I have 3 months left. So if I seem kind of incredibly flustered and just not really with it, then we can blame that. We blame Kate for the mug and blame my PhD for my general demeanour.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Which I always do. And so I've got 3 months left of that, and then who knows?
We've only got 3 months to use the excuse, so you might as well milk it as much as you can.
I am absolutely milking it. And then for like 6 months afterwards, I'm going to do, I just finished a PhD. It's a rolling thing.
I'm dreading the day that my children grow up because I can't say, I'm just so tired because of the kids. They're at university. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, but, I
You
worry.
can always
I
say
worry.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would always say that, as long as people don't ask how old, and then you have to be like 30. Just roll with it.
Or you just go like 18.
Yeah. When they're out of the teens, then I'm in trouble. Then I have to be a sort of regular functioning human being again.
You could be like 21. Yeah.
Right, 7. Right, 5. Why do you keep doing that, George?
I have children.
Yes, I've already said. Are you finding time for games between studying and writing for games and all that kind of thing?
Yeah.
No.
Surprisingly. We play games every Thursday.
Yeah, we do play games.
And we play Dungeons and Dragons, not very regularly because we're so busy, but we do.
We do.
Play
that
it.
is true. I think compared to the normal person, I play a lot of games.
Yeah. But it's your job.
Yeah, it's, I think especially now that I don't really do journalism as much. I do kind of narrative design writing and then also just the academia nonsense. I don't have a reason to play them unless it's for research, and then it's like a whole I don't know. It's basically I'm noticing I've been going more and more into like old comfort games. I have a huge backlog of like new games that actually there are some games I really do have to play for like teaching stuff. But then it's like, it's not really fun because you're sat there making notes and like, taking screenshots for slides, and it's not real fun, but yeah.
I mean, same for me. I play games for review, or I play games because I'm doing judging,
Oh, very different. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are all here because we love games and we do love to talk about games. And so if you're happy, we're going to play a little game right now.
Wow.
Yes. More games.
More games.
So, for the NintenDormant quiz, we have 2 rounds. First round is fastest finger first, and round 2 is play or pass for double points. You can play along at home and let us know how you did. And we have buzzers for this first round. Now, full disclosure, the audience won't be able to hear the buzzer, so if you want to have a special buzzer, I can put something in. Any requests for your buzzers?
Oh, can I have a quack?
You can have a quack. I can do. I'll either go "Quack," or I'll find an authentic quack that I'm happy
with any quack. Yeah.
Excellent.
Whatever's easiest. Yeah.
Kate, any requests?
I don't know, like something from Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. That's got really good sound effects. You'll find something in there.
I will find anything. That's fine.
Something Nintendo themed would have made so much more sense. I really just went with my like.
Yeah, I was
base
surprised.
instinct there.
You did not go for game stuff. You're just like, ducks.
This is the second episode I've recorded, and both times I thought, oh, they'll pick something related to the topic we're discussing. Nah, just duck this.
Okay, how about a bark?
I was going to say bark. Yeah,
but
Little bark.
I think a quack's more exciting now.
Okay, right. I'll stick with quack. There's probably a quack in a Nintendo game somewhere. There'll be a farming game or something.
I'll do a quack woof, and we'll put
a
that in.
quack woof.
I'll find
Yeah.
it. Okay, so buzzers at the ready. Hopefully, if you hit the space bar, that should fire that buzzer.
Ooh.
Okay, question 1. So this is fastest finger first.
Oh no.
In Nintendogs, how many dogs can you adopt in one game? Oh, that's Holly.
3?
It's 3. First point goes to Holly. Very nice. I'm going to drop that down there. Holly, 1 point. Lovely. Let's reset those buzzers. Question 2. Oh, what is the first thing you teach your dog with the microphone? That's Kate.
Is it speak?
No, it's not. I'm going to
Damn.
pass it over to Holly. Go, Holly.
Your name? Like its name?
Its
not
name.
your
Yes,
name.
its name. I'll give you that.
It'd be weird to be like, I'm Holly. That's not for dogs.
Nice to meet
Can
you.
you imagine getting a little puppy just going, I'm George, constantly, expecting it to sort of
Holly.
learn it? Yeah. Question 3. Oh, I can give you multiple choice because this might be a weird, obscure one. But what is the name of the mode that lets you talk to another player's puppy? Oh, we've
Oh,
got some
my God.
puzzled looks on screen. I will give you multiple
God.
choice. Buzz in when you hear it. Is it woof mode? Is it pant mode? Or is it bark mode? That's Kate.
Is it bark mode?
It's bark mode. Kate's on the scoreboard there too. I mean, I like the idea of pant mode, but I also think it sounds
Pant
slightly
mode,
dodgy.
yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Now this is definitely a fastest finger first one.
Okay.
In the 2011 installment of the game, what animal was added to the dogs? Kate.
Cats! With a
It's
cat.
cats. Of course it's
Yeah.
cats. Of course. Nintendogs.
Penguins.
Penguins would have been better.
I don't know why, but my brain went monkeys. And I was like, that's not. No, that's not a thing.
Babies. Is it babies?
It would be so good if you had and
Bees.
the monkeys could ride the dogs, and you could train them up. It would be so much better. And the fact that it's so disrespectful to be Nintendogs and cats, not Nintendogs and
cats.
Nintencats, just like and cats. Afterthought, they're there. I feel if you're a cat lover, I think you'd be quite aggrieved by that.
I'm
Final.
afraid you've got two dog lovers
Yeah,
here.
we're
so.
dog people. So
Yeah.
screw them is what I
Nobody
say.
cares. Cats, behave yourself. You're doing a very good job of covering that mug, Holly. Right, final quickfire question.
Oh, okay.
How many versions of, this isn't including Nintendogs and cats, how many different versions of Nintendogs are there?
Oh.
Kate?
I accidentally pressed the button 5.
Oh, it's not right. It's not right.
Oh
Holly, do you know?
3?
It's 6.
no.
It's
6.
6 different
Wow.
versions of Nintendogs. I know.
Do you have the different versions there?
Yeah.
I could probably share my screen with you. I will tell you what they are. Where are they?
Because it's like, so it was like Labrador.
Golden Retriever.
Oh no, Retriever.
Yeah.
Chihuahua, Dalmatian.
Um,
Dachshund?
I really hope they have one that's just like messed up weird little dogs because I know that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Yes,
I love
Nintendogs
that.
Messed Up Weird Little Dogs is the full title, I believe.
Oh.
Someone needs to make that.
So yes, the versions that we have. There is Nintendogs Chihuahua and Friends. Nintendogs
And friends.
Dachshund and Friends.
Okay.
Nintendogs Lab and Friends.
Okay.
Oh, now this is just... I mean, I don't know if they released it here. This is fully Japanese on the front. So... Oh, but it is Shiba Inu and Friends. That's Japan only.
Cute.
Yeah.
And then Nintendogs just Best Friends and Dalmatian and Friends. So do you know what? Do you know what?
Best
You could have gotten
Friends.
rid of. You
Best
could have gotten away with
Friends.
5 there, Kate, because 6
Yeah.
was Japan only. So I'll give you half a point. I'll give you half a point. for that one.
Wow. Thanks.
Oh.
So, well, we'll move on to round 2 because it means you're going to go first in round 2. This is play or pass. So you can it's multiple choice questions. If you think you know the answer, you can get yourself 2 points. If you're not sure and you think your opponent doesn't know, give it to them. But if they get it right, they get 2 points. If they don't, you get 1 point. So it's not too bad. Kate, this is for you first. What year did Nintendogs debut on the DS? Is it 2004, 2005, or 2006?
2004.
Oh, that's a point to Holly. It's 2005.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I must be honest. It's very hard to do a Nintendogs quiz. There's not a lot of juicy sort of exciting trivia. It's mainly bland.
It's not a lot of lore there.
No,
You could make it just like completely subjective and be like, which is the best dog?
I did think about this.
What
And
was your dog's name?
And I also thought maybe the question could be, do the best woof. But I didn't want it to be demeaning to anybody. So.
Oh, we've done worse.
Well, you've been in bed together with steamy glasses. So this is true.
We're beyond degrading ourselves.
It's true.
Okay. All right.
Once on our podcast, I made Holly eat baby food, so
It's true.
you know,
I'm glad you added food onto the end of that.
eat a baby.
Two. All right. Question 2, Holly. Play or pass? How many breeds are there in total? Is it 27,
Oh, God.
31, or 35?
That's so many.
So many dogs. 27?
It's 27. She's nailed it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, she's pulling away. It's 5 points to 2.5. To 2 and a pity half as well, if we're being honest. All right, Kate. Now, what animal edition was suggested as an option that would be a popular choice for people in Europe? Now, would it be Nintendogs and fish, Nintendogs and parrots, or Nintendogs and horses?
Horses. Gotta be horses, right?
Of course it's horses.
Gotta be. For all those horse girls.
Can you imagine, like, having a little tiny puppy running around, then the camera has to zoom out because you've also got a horse.
Enormous leg, just sort of.
Also, there's a Shire horse here.
There's a shy horse. Wait. I think I'm misunderstanding
not
this.
in
There's one
Holly's
in
house, in the
your
game.
flat. Yeah.
In the game.
No. I live in a one-bedroom London flat. I think it would be something would be going seriously wrong. I like how I say that as if I had a 2-bedroom flat. I'd be like, I've got a 2-bedroom flat.
Yeah, one for the horse.
I got one for my horse, you know.
If a little horse appeared by you right now, I can't tell you how happy I'd be.
I mean, I'd be very happy with the situation.
A little gentle
Yeah.
muzzle. Well, okay, so we can. Oh, Kate, you can still take the quiz with the. Oh no. If Holly gets this wrong, then Kate will take the quiz. So the pressure's on here,
No
Holly.
pressure.
Oh my god. Okay.
What dog graced the last cover of Nintendogs? So purely Nintendogs. Which was the last dog to feature? Was it Dalmatian, Toy Poodle, or Chihuahua?
Ooh. Toy poodle.
It's Dalmatian. That's a. I even said it a minute ago. Thinking about it when I went through the list, I should have mixed that up. I forgot about the quiz. Kate, I mean, really, it's a tie, but we'll give it to Kate with 5.5. So well done, Kate.
Yay, I did it! By default, I win.
The best way to win. Well done there. We're going to move on now to the main event. So, we are here to talk about Nintendogs, and a quick history lesson for those who haven't played the game. It was released for the DS in 2005, and it takes the player to a kennel where they get to adopt their very own dog. The game used the DS's inbuilt microphone to teach the dog its name, teach it some tricks. You could also use the touchscreen to stroke the dog, to play with the dog. You could take the dog for walks. You could take it further by training them, eventually finding gifts, taking it on playdates, and competing in events. So it was very much a digital pet that you could train up and love. What was your experience with the games? Did you play the game when it first came out, Holly? Was it something you picked up straight away?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe I'm imagining this, but didn't it come with, I guess, a bundle? Like you could get the Nintendo DS with dogs.
It
That
must
was
have
like
been a bundle.
the thing.
It must have
because
been,
I had a pink Nintendo DS which I loved because when did it come out? 2005. So
2005.
I was 11.
Right.
So yeah, I was 11 years old. So like perfect age, I think, for this type of thing. And I think I got the Labrador one because I remember it reminded me of the Andrex puppy.
Yes.
So that's why I went for that one. And yeah, and also I was a kid that really wanted a dog. And at that point, I think we got a dog maybe like a year later. But at this point, I didn't have a dog in my life. So I just had my weird little pixelated friend on my pink DS. And yeah, no, I remember playing a lot of that game. Although I watched you sent a video kindly. And I was watching the playthrough and I was like, what did I do in this game? How did I spend my time in this
It's so weird.
But it's very strange, but yeah, I played quite a bit of it.
Do you remember your little doggy's name?
I think it was like something like Daisy or Poppy. I don't know, something along those lines. 11-year-old British girl names.
Definitely ended
kind
in
of-
E.
Yes, yeah, there was definitely an E in there, yeah.
How about you, Kate? Did you pick it up first of all?
I think I did. I had a very similar story to Holly in which I don't remember which version I got, but it was probably either Lab or like I want to say Golden Retriever, but then you listed them and I was like, none of those are. But I don't know. But my first dog I don't remember because it was a throwaway. But my second dog I think was a Shiba Inu puppy called Beans. He had little angry eyebrows like the Shiba Inus have. And he was so dumb. Because the thing in Nintendogs, you can like train them to catch a frisbee. I wasn't good enough at the game to like really train it. Like you have to be there and
put the
do
effort in.
puppy training and and I was just like catch the disc and he'd just like watch it and then look back at me like. What do you want me to do about it? And then I'd take him to the competitions and he'd just thoroughly embarrass me. It's terrible.
You sound like Cruella de Vil. This is quite a lot.
Yeah.
I hope you're braced for calls from Peter about saying a throwaway dog, by the way.
Yeah, I turned him into gloves at the end because I was like, ugh. That's a feature in Nintendogs, yeah. It's so weird.
Turning them into gloves.
It's the Fur Farm
Yeah.
DLC.
Like, if you want to delete one of your dogs, you have to press take him to the fur farm. It makes you do that. It's really upsetting.
Yeah, they really make you sad about it.
Not many people know that was actually always the developer's stated end goal. That was the true ending of the game, right? I mean, that's what I've
And if
heard.
you bought an early pre-order copy, for every dog you send to the fur farm, they'd send a real one to a fur farm. Isn't that nice? Isn't that fun?
Oh my
Pre-order
God.
bonus.
I think
Kate, that's so
pretty
dark
much-
for 9 a.m.
I know. We both
I
have
think
dogs.
pretty
It's
much. Yeah. We're fine. Neither of them. Actually, multiple dogs, and none of them have ended up in fur farms, as far as I'm aware. And I think I just used my dog to Daisy or Poppy or whatever, Lily or something. I think I just used her to find presents. She was basically a present hunting machine.
Yeah.
And then you'd open the present, it would be like, aha! And then you get that quick hit of dopamine. They'll be like, okay, we're going back on a walk and you're finding more stuff.
Yeah.
I always thought it would be quite fun since we're on the quite dark path of... Because I watch a lot of Midsummer Murders and Agatha Christie stuff.
Yeah.
I want that dog to find a dead body at some point because it's always a dog walker.
Yeah.
And I want to start a mystery.
You've got a chance to
Okay.
pitch your game shortly, so if this isn't in there,
Okay.
I'm also. Do you know what? I'm also.
Save it.
I'm
Save it.
really disappointed that you didn't call the dog a present bee, as we've established that we've got a cheese bee and a tea bee. Presumably the dog's a present bee. Yeah.
Well,
and
she
actually
was
that would have been
11.
Literal.
that would have been literal and acceptable. Yes, we probably could have just said it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. So I'm a bit older than you guys. I didn't pick. I was. Oh gosh. Oh no. Maths. I was 18 when the game came out ish. And it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I was the target demographic when Nintendogs rolled out. So some of my cousins had it. I knew some people that had it. I think it was part of their push, wasn't it, to bring game into people who didn't traditionally play games like you had with the Wii and Wii Bowling and Wii Sports and all that kind of stuff. I did for this podcast. I did pick up Nintendo
there it
Chihuahua,
is.
Nintendogs Chihuahua and Friends. It's the weirdest thing I've ever played.
Really?
It's just, well, no, but yes.
It's kind of unsettling.
It is really
It's
odd.
kind of quiet in a really, like, in an odd way.
And
Yeah.
it's sort of so kind of like there are objectives of it. It's telling you to do things, but I suppose it's kind of the good quality about it. You kind of leaves you to do whatever you kind of feel like doing with your dog. I mean, is that what dogs are like in real life? I mean, you're both doggy people.
Much more destructive. Yeah.
Less present finding, more like dead animal finding.
Yeah. Rolling in
yeah.
things they shouldn't. Suddenly getting angry and you're not sure why. What's that?
I'm just going to
Barking
keep
at nothing.
Yeah. Getting stuff in their fur that you have to take
yeah.
out.
We love dogs.
I'm not buying one. I'm just going to keep a corpse count as well for the amount of times Holly mentions dead bodies or dead animals. We got.
Okay, that was
It's
dead
on
animals.
2.
That's not a.
That
That's
doesn't
not a corpse,
count.
That's a carcass. Yeah. So.
All right, PhD. I don't know the difference. Right, so we both played the game. I mean, in terms of like the production of it, was it? Is it? Do you think it was aiming to be kind of like not hyper realistic, but like realistic for the time? Because obviously it's quite basic looking now, but they're still quite pleasing little creatures. And I think the music in the game's kind of like almost like background hotel lobby music, right? It's all kind of. It feels like it's designed to be comforting and to keep you there for a long time. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys agree.
I mean, I think it was like the cozy games before cozy games existed. Nintendo sort of hard pivoted into making their handhelds for girls, not women, girls. I remember the advertising around the time. I feel like in the UK, they got a lot of like Hollyoaks.
It was like
Actors.
girls allowed, Hollyoaks people being
yeah.
like,
Just like,
I love my
wow,
Nintendo dog.
the dog really barks. And like on the one hand, I was kind of like a little patronized by those adverts, and on the other hand, I was like, man, I wish my bedroom looked like that. It's all pink and fluffy, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Fluffy cushions and digital dogs.
Yeah, like secretly, because when you're a teenage girl, you're like, I can't let anyone know that I'm girly because they'll like me less. So,
Yeah.
but secretly you're like, fluffy puppies.
I'm so edgy with my chocolate lab.
Yeah, I've got a black dog. Whoa, goth time.
Check me.
But like, I don't know if you've ever heard what the Nintendo microphone sounds like from the side of the DS. It's horrible. It doesn't sound anything like words. So
Yeah,
when you're
scary.
playing the game, it's like, say the dog's name, teach the dog the name, or like give it commands like sit, stay, roll over, whatever. And you're going sit, and the dog's just like, huh? And you're like, sit. And the dog just cannot understand you. And the reason is because the microphone sounds like... But now I know that. Then I didn't. I thought I was just really bad at training virtual dogs.
I do remember at the time finding it like really impressive. I was like, you say I can pick the name of the dog and the dog reacts, and I can like use the little thing and the dog is, because there was, it wasn't the first pet game out there. There was dogs with a Z and cats with a Z and on the PC and stuff like that. There was, and you have Tamagotchis and things like that. So it wasn't the first of its kind, but it was. I remember like thinking it was like, oh my god, because of the like touch screen and the like microphone and stuff, it did feel at the time that I was like, wow, this is next level.
The closest you can get to a real dog in a digital dog.
Yes, but they only ever stayed puppies, because real dogs aren't as cute as puppies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I love old dogs.
You do.
So I love old dogs. Okay, I'm saving up ideas for the pitching.
Yeah.
Old dog that finds corpses. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
God.
So, Kate, as the winner of the quiz by default, it doesn't matter how you win. You won.
Yeah.
You are now the president of Nintendo. Congratulations.
Hello, it's me.
We are the board, and we demand, as your first acting president, that you bring Nintendogs back and you make it a success. So tell us, how do you do that?
I'm not allowed to steal Holly's idea.
Don't you dare.
Let's see. I think I think they only really dipped toe in the water with Nintendogs and cats. And I think really what the people want is more animals. Now, the dogs with a Z and cats with a Z franchise, it branched out a little. It had a game called Oddballs, if anybody remembers that.
I don't remember this. What is this?
It was
pinged into my brain.
just messed up, weird little aliens. So it took the framework of dogs and cats, where it's like you have a big screen and it's walking around, and you have a little like box full of toys and different things you can do. But it had aliens, and you should definitely look it up, because the aliens, some of them are quite cute. Like one of them was a sort of platypus with like an old-fashioned bike horn for a nose. And and I think it still had breeding and everything, but it also had more sort of alien tech. Like I think there was a shrink ray, things like that. I think that's what Nintendogs is missing, is Ninten things. Ninten guys. Where it's just
Ninten things.
yeah,
Right.
and the nice
Nintendogs.
thing about it is with Nintendogs and cats, you have to make it look like a realistic dog or cat. You have to make it animate like a dog or cat. With Ninten things, no one knows what these things move like. Who cares? It's fine. You can just make a weird little guy that like moves really creepily and be like, that's just what it looks like. Yeah.
It's like Spore.
It's a lot like Spore, yeah.
Oh,
But better.
I remember at a slight sidetrack, because Discord, me and Kate chat on Discord, and I would see, and sometimes Discord would tell you like, oh, this person's playing this game, and I saw that Kate was playing Spore,
When
and
was
so
this?
I checked, and this was a couple years ago, and I checked in with Kate, and I was like, are you okay? Like, why are you playing Spore?
I don't remember.
Like it was a cry for help or something.
Yeah.
You were fine. I think you were doing something for something or other, but
Yeah, probably.
it was. But it was a very much like, oh, Kate's playing Spore.
Why?
Better check in on that.
Yeah, no, I'm having a mental breakdown actually, but I'm expressing myself through Spore. It's fine, don't worry.
For the world of Will Wright.
Yeah, I think I remember that, and it was just like really broken. It barely runs on modern technology.
Hell yeah.
Can you make on Ninten things? Can you put together your own animal?
I think that you can breed them, because that was one of the main things in dogs, is that you would leave two dogs in a room, and then you'd go and have dinner, and you'd come back and there'd be a big heart on the screen, and it was like, these two dogs have made love.
It's so weird. Made
Verbatim.
love.
That
Made
popped
love.
up on screen.
That is so
It was something along those lines. These two dogs have done it. Wink.
Yeah.
it.
You child know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Just says
yeah.
doggy on screen, and that's it.
Oh, God.
No other context.
Oh,
I think
it
we're
played
gonna
Like
cut
a
that out.
winky face.
it played romantic music and everything. It was I think it was Romeo and Juliet that it played.
Oh god.
Which is the same music that I think the Sims played when they
Yeah.
made love.
Oh, stop saying that. So much
It's getting really unsettling.
Yeah.
Well, what's the okay? So you can breed your own creatures. So you've got like
Yeah.
maybe sort of aliens or animals or whatever. You breed your own creatures. Then what do? Can you still do the stuff that you do in Nintendogs? Are there different things? Can you still train them? Do they still do the little assault course? What do you do with them?
I think this is me speaking as me. I think it should have more narrative. I think you should be able to take the dogs for a walk, but people react to the abomination you've created. And they're like,
I love that.
why are its legs there? So it's procedural, right? So when you breed the things,
When they make love.
when they make love, it'll be like, okay, well, the legs should be roughly attached here. I'm sort of imagining there's a game called Wobble Dogs that is essentially this. I just realized it is still dogs, but they're messed up looking dogs. And you can make
How many
dogs
dog
with
games
like
have you played?
all of them. All of them.
Okay.
Someone has to. It's research. Anyway, yeah. So you take them on the walk, and people will procedurally react to what you've done. They're like, why is one of its legs short? And you'll be like, haha, thank you for, yes, you can pet him. They're like, I don't want to. Thank you.
I love this.
And you can also find gifts, because that, I agree with Holly, that was the most fun bit.
That was the
and,
best bit, yeah.
You could also enter it in competitions. It's like Crufts, but you don't... all the other dogs are normal dogs.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Trying to...
And you've just got this awful, messed up thing.
Yeah, and you're like,
Okay,
oh,
I like that.
he's a custom breed. And they'll be like, okay, there are some weird looking dogs in Crafts. I think they'd be fine with it.
Yeah. I feel like, purebred dogs that can like hardly breathe and walk, they're going to be fine with your weird little thing. You've just got to say, oh, it's the retriever of Appalachia. I don't know. You're just going to give it a name, and they'll be like, oh yes, yeah.
And say it so convincingly as well.
Say it with utter confidence. Yeah.
Okay, so you're sticking close to the original Nintendogs formula. You still got your gifts, you still got your walk, still got competitions.
It's what the people want.
The crux for you is the breeding aspect and the sort of driving it in a sort of narrative. How surprising, I think is probably the kindest euphemism I can use. How surprising can you make your creature?
Yes. How gross.
I like this. This is good. Do you think it's a game that people would want to spend time in with their sort of horrifying genetic abominations?
Yeah, so the thing is with the Nintendogs generation, is what we are, of course, is that we liked cute things, but now we're grown-ups and we want weird things. We want riffs on the formula we know. And so, I think a lot of messed up little 30-somethings are going to go feral for this game.
I think that's not a bad idea, because if you like, Furbies have had a comeback, but it's like weird Furbies.
Long
it's
Furbies,
like Long Furbies, Pope Furby. Like, these are all things that are popular online.
Yeah. And also, like, we're both really into this TikTok called Sylvanian Drama, which is basically just taking Sylvanian families and just making them have, like, soap opera, like killing their husbands and stuff. So, like, I think that's what people want. It's like a weird twist on their childhood.
I think that's legitimately a good idea.
Yeah, I made it sound really smart. I'm just like, I just need an excuse to make this.
I think we should make this, and I think as two writers and narrative designers, that's all we need to make this game.
Yeah, technology? No, it's fine. It's words. It's all
procedural generated things. Nah, we can do that.
It's fine.
Easy, mate. Yeah. Well, Holly, in an alternative universe, you of course have become the president of Nintendo instead.
Oh, no.
About time.
My job.
Yeah, well, I know you've been overthrown, but the board makes the same demand of you. We want Nintendogs to come back, and we want it to be a great big success. So, how are you going to do it?
Right. Well, first of all, I think the actual answer as to what they would do is they'd probably do a Pikmin Go style thing. Something boring. You take your dog for a walk, you go blah, 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 that sort of thing. AR, boring, who needs it? Take a real dog for a walk. Okay. But that's what they'd probably actually do, and I would be very disappointed by that. What I want, as I've been peppering through this...
Oh, no, God, I know what's coming. Hang on, let me get my corpse count up.
Yeah,
go on.
Get it up, get the counter up. Because basically, well, first of all, I like, as mentioned before, I like elderly dogs. I like old dogs. I think they're so cute. I think they're so sweet. My Instagram is basically full of elderly rescue, like, little creatures. I love them so much. Like, barely any teeth. Can't really see. Hairs all over the place. I love them. I think they're great. And so I think you should adopt an old dog. And you take this old dog for a walk, and it's just normal. At the moment, it's pretty much just Nintendogs, apart from you're adopting older dogs, which is nice. That's a good thing to do. They generally get adopted a lot less than puppies. Wonderful, great. Take it for a walk. But hang on a second, that's not a present. That's a foot. Dogs found a foot.
It's a foot.
So you call the police, and the detective comes and goes, oh God, that's a foot, that's terrible. And then you get a newspaper the next day in your little weird virtual home. Also, I think home decorating should be more in depth, because I just believe that in all games to be true.
Yes.
You get a newspaper saying, oh, foot found by dog walker, and it's a picture of your weird little like dog, and people are like, hero dog. And then it develops, you take your dog for a walk, it's fairly normal for a bit. Then it finds a hand. dog found a hand. What's going on? And then it keeps on going, and then your dog finds various body parts and all corpses, and it unravels into this you trying to track down a serial killer.
Right.
I think it turns into a kind of narrative adventure told via dog walks, basically, of finding a serial killer, because
Oh my god.
that's what I think should happen. Not that I think that should happen. I think that should happen in a game before I make myself sound like a serial killer.
You're the president. You bring it back however you want to bring it back. If you want an old dog to find various body parts scattered around, this is your deal.
I think it has to be an old dog as well. I don't know why, but like it has to be an old dog. I don't want a puppy, some saccharine little, thing
and traumatizing,
finding a hand.
But,
Yeah, I want my old little goblin finding body parts. And also, I think at the end the dog probably dies, but in a
Oh
nice
my
way.
god!
Oh my god!
Okay.
But in a nice way. The dog has had a wonderful time together. I am of the opinion that there's not enough death in games, particularly quote unquote cozy games. Right? We need more death.
Right.
Yeah. No,
I
I
think
agree with you on that.
Yeah. And so I think, and that's part of the reality of adopting dogs, particularly older dogs.
True.
But the wonderful thing is, not only did you give this dog a fantastic, end to its life, you also sold. You also sold a crime as found a serial killer. So it's a hero dog, and then it ends with your dog having like a hero's funeral.
Oh.
Okay. I'm on board with a lot of this. I have some questions. So, do any of the cutesy mechanics return? So you could put like bows and things on your dogs. Is it is the dog?
Yeah.
Are you still doing this with this old?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
can unlock
Yeah.
detective hats.
Like
Oh, that'd be nice.
there could be like a little pipe that has that go around.
That's why it dies. You teach it to smoke and
Oh god.
It gets jaw cuts.
Oh my god.
Could it have a little Professor Layton hat?
Yes.
Oh
little-
well, that feels like perfect tie-in.
Perfect crossover.
Perfect
Yeah.
crossover. Maybe you find like the head of Professor Layton at one point. He's dead.
my
You've
God.
got to find who killed him. It's a serial killer. Oh my god! Is the serial killer killing Nintendo characters?
I don't think even as the president of Nintendo they'd be down for that.
Yeah,
But
that's true. Actually, that's too far. That's
And
too
she's
far.
fired.
We'll
Yeah.
get
can
right back.
they kill non-Nintendo characters? It's like Sonic and like
Yes, kill the competitors.
the guy from
Vengeance.
Knack is dead, and everyone's very upset.
Finally,
is his name Knack? Knack from Knack.
I think it's Knack.
Knack
from
the
Knack.
Weasel. Oh, I'm thinking of Knack the Weasel from Sonic. Who's Knack from Knack?
No,
The
we're talking
game
about
Knack.
as in Knack.
Knack,
Knack
be-
2.
beloved game Knack.
I mean, can it be? Could they be finding? Could they be taking down Bubsy, for example? Obviously, an up and coming title, Bubsy. Everybody
Someone
loves
has to.
Bubsy.
Yes.
Are they going to find like bits of Bubsy?
See, this is kind of. I'm enjoying the brainstorming, but I feel like it has to be like real human corpses.
Real human hands. Yeah.
It has to be
It's gotta-
grounded in reality.
It has to have some semblance of reality, because that's what Nintendogs is all about, right?
Yes.
It has
This is true.
It's cutesy and stuff, but there is a grounding in reality. So there has to be a real human serial killer killing real humans, and you find the various. Also, it's going to make it easy because you're like, oh, you found two hands. Are these the same hands from the person? And if one's like Bubsy's hands and one's Sonic hands, they're not from the same person. It
Yeah.
makes it harder to write around that. So
To be
if you
fair,
make-
I think they're both white gloves, so maybe not in that instance.
Actually, maybe that was a bad example. I don't know. I'm not very good on the kind of 3D platformer.
Me
you
neither.
That might be
know,
nonsense.
type.
Other
That
than
might be
Knack,
true, but-
which we both love.
Other than that, yeah. Mark
And-
Cerny's
okay.
Knack. Is it
And I
Mark
guess
Cerny? Yeah.
my other question is: after the dog perishes, what's left to do on the game? Can you
Credits.
reset the game, or is it like no? That's it. That's life.
I think
Credits.
It's a lot.
games should have linear stories that have an end. Because it's easier to write. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Although I think maybe you can adopt another old dog, but there's no crimes to solve.
Yeah, because you did it. You solved
Oh.
crime. All of it.
So it's
Oh, there's no
It's a
serial
reward.
killers.
right.
right.
Or maybe you
So it's a
become
reward
the
basically
serial
for
killer.
completing the game. You get to have
Yeah,
dog.
you become the
Okay.
serial. You become the serial killer.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there's no hands left, and then you're like, what if I
Could
made
you
the
do-
hands?
Now, if I may suggest something for your pitch, could it be a sort of Fire Emblem style thing where you either choose to be the murder solver or the murder doer, and like your old dog can bury things in the ground for you, and if you teach it well enough, it buries the hands deep enough in the woods. But if you haven't done the training, it's shallow grave, and you're going to get busted.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that.
That's great.
I think I want to start it with crime solving dog. I want to lure people
Spin-off.
in, and then I want it to be like
Crime
you
doing.
miss the thrill.
Yeah.
And we know they're open to spin-offs, so it could be Nintendogs and Murderer. You know, that would be
Yeah.
so gangbusters.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like Dexter. Dexter. The dog.
The dog.
The dog.
Nintendex. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's what the people want.
If you had sat me down and given me 1,000 guesses as to what both of you would pitch, I don't think I would have come up with these.
You wouldn't have
Kudos.
come up
I mean-
with spore creature making love
Blending.
game.
Or
corpse
corpse
finding.
finding dog on borrowed time. Yeah, I don't think either of those things would have popped into my head.
Yeah.
We're running low on time. I'm going to give you my pitch. I'm embarrassed at how basic this pitch is now compared to what we've got here. I am, as I said, I am very inexperienced with this game, and the thing for me, right, is that it feels like the dogs needed a lot of attention in the game, and we live in a world now where everything's trying to get your attention all the time, right? It's like, hey, alerts, notifications. We don't want this in the dog. So initially I thought about having like an app to go with it, where your dog can surprise you with stuff. And I thought, no, don't give me more stuff that I need to check in. I don't want that. And instead, what I want Nintendo to get weird, right? And I want them to make a Labo kit that is a Nintendog. So you've got a little cardboard dog, and you put the Switch, the monitor part of the Switch, as like its little eyes, so it can sort of like look around. And then you use the Joy-Cons to be in its legs. So it can sort of, I mean, it'd be a bit terrifying, but it can have like rumble along with the little HD rumble. But also, if you turn it upside down, it'll know its legs in the air, scratch its little belly, give it a little scratch, like kick its little legs around. And then, you could put it next to you. Maybe there's a way to make it like look at you. I feel like it's got to be something where anybody who's playing this game. So the whole thing was mass appeal as well, right? So, hey, if you're somebody who likes to go for a run, maybe you take out your Joy-Con and your dog goes for a run with you. If you're somebody who likes to solve murders and find body parts, there's an option for this. So it's like it's basically bringing the Nintendog to your home physically. It's the next step. It's the next evolution.
Cardboard.
Yeah.
Cardboard.
Can't take it for
Genius.
walks in the rain, but that's all right.
Your dog melts.
Yeah. That's part of the fun.
You can because
Unless you
there's
laminate your dog.
yes, there's a second Labo kit which is just a protective snuggly for the dog that you put over it and you
nice.
to take out for little walks. It's
I
a
do-
home dog.
It's a bit like when I was a kid, because do you remember those like robot dogs?
Yeah.
I always wanted one and never got one.
I did
I
think
always-
about that. Yes.
It like that, but it actually like reacts to things because those dogs
Yes.
were kind of rubbish.
They were
when
rubbish.
My friend got one, and I was really excited, and then we kind of interacted with it, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not missing out on much.
Well, because that's funny you said it. Because my idea that I had before that one was, have you ever played with the Mario Kart Live? The like Mario Kart that is a Mario Kart, and it's got
No.
the camera on the top.
Oh.
Oh, it's amazing! Right, so my kids love it. It's a little Mario Kart, about size of a foot if you've got a large foot. I don't know. And it's got
Really
a
on
camera
body
on top.
parts.
oh god, not a severed foot. I hasten to add, but it's got a small camera on top which streams where it's going to your Switch. So
Yeah.
as you drive around your house, you can see like, oh, I'm under the table, I'm under the chair. It's a very cool piece of kit. So I thought maybe you have, but I just thought I don't want a big plastic dog in my house, but you have a little dog and it's got a camera in its eyes. So when it looks at you, you can look at your
Spying
Switch and be
dog.
like, oh, my dog's looking at me. But I don't know if that'd be creepy.
That is creepy. That sounds creepy.
It's too creepy, isn't it? I think Labo is enough, like, away from the uncanny valley
Yeah.
that it's
Also,
not. creepy.
Labo.
Yeah.
You've got it there.
Just call it Labo because it's a Labrador.
It's a Labrador.
See, this is why you guys are writers and I'm not. How did I not see? I've literally been saying Labo out loud and no part of me went, that's a dog. Brilliant.
See,
You could call it a cardboard collie. There you go. There's another one for you.
Damn. And that's why she's the best in the biz.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that, we've come in here and you're like, I can't believe you came up with this, like a dog finding body parts, a weird monster making love game, and it's like out there. And then I like the idea that people who have worked with me and Kate go like, oh my god, they're trying to pitch that game. This is the only ideas they have. They try and bring it into any game they work on.
Not these mashup monsters and corpses again. We've told them.
And every game I write just has so much making love, and they're like, stop it. Hey, this is for children.
I've got the corpses. I mean, yes, I'm working on a fun mobile game. You can fit some corpses in there, though. There's always room for a corpse. And then you're like, but what about making love?
Yeah. You need a new mug that says there's always room for a corpse.
There's always room for a corpse.
Of course, if you have 2 of the Labo kits, the dogs could make love.
My god!
Might be where you position the Joy-Cons. Might draw ire from some parents, but hey, death is a part of life. That's a part of life too.
I feel like, oh man, we're getting to the point where we're gonna be sued very quickly.
I was gonna say cancelled.
I was gonna say, like, if I get kicked out of being Nintendo president because I try and kill off Nintendo characters, we cannot have cardboard dogs making love. That cannot be. I'm drawing the line. If I can't have my murders, I'm not allowing. I'm going to be a prude and not allow this.
Ooh.
Well, it's my. I thought it was my premiership, but you just turned it into a dictatorship.
We're all president.
It's outrageous. Yeah. I suppose the only problem with my one would be you don't get the cozy stuff, so you don't get to set up the house and the room. So I would miss that. Yeah. So I can't think of a way to work that in.
Yeah, that's just setting up your own house, and that's boring.
Who cares?
That is boring. No one wants to do that. Well, there you have it. We've got 3 pitches on how you would bring back Nintendogs. So let us know if you would like to see Kate's narrative-driven breed your own creatures, where you want to make weird and wonderful pets to take along with you. If you want to see Holly's, corpse finding old dogs that die with a narrative adventure, or if you'd like to see a little Nintendogs Labo mashup to bring the dog physically into your home. Or, of course, if you've got a better idea to bring the game back yourself, let us know. You can leave a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, please do like and subscribe. It helps us to grow. If you're listening, please rate the podcast and leave us a comment. Holly, thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It has been a blast.
Thank you. And Kate, thank you too.
Yeah, what she said.
Lovely. You can go. I think it's probably still early enough that you can go back to bed if you wanted to.
I've got a launch thing after this, so nope.
Nah, sack it off. Make some weird creatures. And from us
Spore.
Here. She's on Spore. Quick, hold a summit meeting.
I need to send someone round. There needs to be an intervention.
From all of us here, thank you so much again for listening. But for now, that's game over. Goodbye.